Hello everybody. Mom H with Honey Hollow Homestead. How y'all doing? Well, the chickens are put up, the goats are put up, everybody's fed, everybody's happy. It's a warm night. I think it's starting to cool down now a little bit, so it'll be good for sleeping tonight. What, Mercy? I'm sitting in Mercy's chair. Yes. Now what are you doing, Mercy? Where you at? Mercy? Mercy? She was laying on top of the incubator until I sat down. And I was going to have you a nice shot with my hanging baskets behind me, but the lighting was bad. So you've only got partial of one of the hanging baskets. Oh well, anyway. I just want to do this quick video. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it or not. But I got my blood test results back. And for the most part, they weren't terrible. Cholesterol stuff, that's all fine. It's within normal ranges, all that fun stuff. Said my carbon dioxide was slightly low, but reading about that and with association with the carnivore diet, that's not all that uncommon. It wasn't terribly low. It's just a little bit low, just under the normal range. So I wasn't sure what to make of that. You lose a paperclip here. Now Mercy's on top of the brooder box. Okay, I've only got 4 hens in there. She was correcting a kid, sounds like. There's one thing on here that I looked up, and I don't remember what it said it was for. So I'm not going to mention it. I don't think it was terrible. Like I said, most everything that they tested for was within normal range. Okay, most everything. One thing that I was very surprised at is that my vitamin D was just a little bit low, just a little bit. It's like, okay, I kind of thought that I'd be doing okay with that, so that's okay. I've got some vitamin D3 low dosage capsules that I can take, so I'll start taking those, and that should pretty much bring it up. So I don't need a lot, just a little. Maybe because I don't go out in the heat of the day when it's really, really hot, because I don't tolerate it well. Pardon me, I'm sorry. It's getting close to bedtime. I know, sun's still up. Let me see here. Now, unfortunately, oh, where is it? Yeah, that's all good. Okay. My A1C, which is something everybody worries about, okay, it was a little on the high side, with 6.2, which is pre-diabetic. And honestly, with family history and my history, that's not really all that surprising. I was hoping it was going to be lower, but no, it wasn't there yet. Now, bear in mind, I've only been doing the carnivore for maybe 3 months, not very long, and I haven't been doing it 100% the way it should be. For one thing, a challenge I have is that my husband is not carnivore, okay? And not only that, but he has difficulty chewing steak. So I have to cook meals for him as well as me. And there are times when things are just busy and it's just easier just to throw a dish together. I try to make it as low carb as possible. Um, like for instance, I made one night I made a beanless chili. Now I used 1 can of tomatoes in it, but it was mostly meat. So I know it wasn't 100% carnivore, but it was something I could throw together pretty quick. My husband ate it. He didn't complain about there not being any beans in it. I did make a cornbread for him, and I made a keto type bread for me. Um, so, because you just gotta have something with chili. And I used to have corn chips or cornbread with chili. It's just, but the keto bread that I made, it was made with 1 egg, a little bit of coconut flour, some baking powder, and what did I put in it? I think I used cream in it, because coconut flour is very dry and it absorbs a lot of liquid. So, and you don't use a lot when you're cooking with coconut flour. You don't use a lot. You only use a little bit. So anyway, that cooked up pretty good. It was just in a small one. It was really rinky dink small loaf pans that Walmart carries them. So and that's what I had with my chili. So that wasn't terrible. Excuse me. Um, so that was one night. I mean, usually most nights, most days. Let me see. Um, I have 3 eggs for breakfast. I tried eating four. I couldn't do 4 eggs. I just couldn't. So I'm having 3 eggs for breakfast. If I have bacon, I'll have bacon. I cook a package of bacon in one shot in the oven. Um, and the last packages of bacon I bought, they weren't very good, and there weren't very many pieces in there. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. Um, so I don't always have the bacon. So, but if I have it, I'll have that with my breakfast. Now I'm eating dinner around 4:30 ish. Okay, because then we feed later in the evening. So I like to get dinner done and out of the way. Like I said, I'm not the only one eating. Okay, I have a husband who does not do carnivore that I got to cook for. Okay, so we generally eat between 4 and 4:30. I don't usually have anything to eat after that. Okay, that is if I do well at dinner. Like I did very well tonight. I'll tell you what I did tonight. But um, I'm having a hard time adjusting, getting the meals figured out for the rest of the day. Um, but like I said, breakfast I'll have. So I'm going from like 4:30, 5 o'clock at the latest. Okay, until about 9. I don't usually eat before 9. Sometimes I don't eat till 9:30 or 10. So that's a long time to go without eating. Um, so people say intermittent fasting, and I stopped and I thought, okay, that's not too bad, you know. Um, that's more than 12 hours going without eating. So that's not too bad. So I'm going with it. There are times I can go longer without breakfast, but I'm usually not eating breakfast before 9. Um, but it could be as late as 10 or 11, depending what's going on. Okay. Um, Lunch, well, if sometimes you feel like the 3 eggs is not filling me, the bacon helps. But usually around 12:30, 1 o'clock, I'm getting hungry. Um, and so I'll have like something light, like I have cottage cheese in the refrigerator. If I have that, I'll have a little bit of cottage cheese. Um, Sometimes, like if I have some Swiss cheese in there. I'll have a couple slices of that. I'll fry up some what I call cheese cheese crisps or cheese chips. And what is I take some grated cheese and I cook it in the frying pan and it becomes like a chip. Okay, it's pretty good. And I'll cook up some of that and that will tide me over. Um, Today has some shrimp. Um, and usually I had shrimp with cocktail sauce, and I guess that's not really technically keto, but that's how I always had shrimp. Um, you always had cocktail sauce with shrimp. Well, this time I tried warming it up in the frying pan and adding butter. Okay, and I added the butter and a little bit of salt, and actually that was quite good, and it was actually very satisfying. So I got to think, I wonder if I had had the shrimp with the eggs, if I would have been able to go longer without eating, because the shrimp kind of satisfied me. Anyway, I guess I got off the my my blood results. Oh well, the biggest thing was the A1C. Okay, and the vitamin D was a little bit low. Um, and the TSH, which has to do with the thyroid, that was um, that was a little high. So that's another thing that I was kind of hoping that would be closer to normal, but um, I've been doing some learning and I ordered some iodine today um, and see if that will improve that. So basically, between the vitamin D, the TSH, and A1C, those are the only things that are of real concern. Everything else, cholesterol's fine. No problems there at all. It's right there in the normal range. Um, Foliate, folic acid, that's normal range. Vitamin B12, normal range. Everything, all the other stuff is normal. Okay, so the vitamin D, that's easy enough to take care of, which I am taking care of it. The iodine, Gracie. Hello, Gracie. I'll talk to you later. My husband's sticking his nose out. Okay. Anyway, Gracie, you just cannot bear for me to be out here on this porch without you, can you? Okay. So anyway, I guess that's pretty much it. I said the one thing on here I don't remember what it has to do with, so I'm not even gonna um, really mention it because I don't remember now what it was. It wasn't anything too out there, so and it was just slightly elevated, so it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't something you'd hear talked about a lot. So anyway, so that's my blood results. I have not had blood work done in 10 years at least. Could be longer. So considering, you know, um, I can't complain too much. So, but yeah, so we'll see how this goes with the. I'm still trying to do the carnivore. Now, listen, people. As somebody commented on my last carnivore update, I am I'm new at this. Okay, I am very new at it. I had gone on keto before we moved to Kentucky, and I did very well on it. Okay, and this time around, I started out trying to go back to keto, and then I started hearing about carnivore, and I started, listening to the doctors and that are on YouTube about it, And I thought, well, you know what? That sounds like that would be easier than the keto. And so I figured, why not give it a shot? So that's what I'm trying to do is the carnivore. It's not always easy. Um, if we like, my husband and I were going to town tomorrow. We will probably have either breakfast in town or lunch. We don't usually have to have more than one meal. Um, Breakfast is easy, bacon and eggs. I can go in any place, bacon and eggs. Okay. There's a truck stop in town that I can get really good bacon and eggs at a really reasonable price. Um, we may do that because we got to do laundry. Um, so that's a good one. If we end up doing lunch, that's easy. Go to McDonald's and I can get two beef patties, 2/4 pound beef patties, an order of bacon if I want bacon. Don't have to have the bacon, and some pats of butter. McDonald's is the only fast food chain that has real butter. All the others use margarine, as far as I know. And around here, even your restaurants, they use margarine, they don't use butter. Okay? So that is why if I'm going to have lunch out, um, McDonald's is my preferred place to eat lunch. And that's only because they have butter. I've gotten the beef patties at other places, but you know what? You don't know what percentage of fat they have in their meat, and also um, they may be cooking the beef patties with seed oil. Of course, McDonald's might be using seed oil too, for all I know. But I know that they have real butter. So that's why I go to McDonald's if I happen to be out and we eat out. Um, so, and I did a short showing the 2/4 pound beef patties, the bacon, and the butter. And putting the butter on the beef patties makes a world of difference. Oh, it's so good. So, yeah. Here at home for meals, I just trying to get it right, but at the same time having to deal with my husband. Okay, he is adamant. If I want to do the carnivore diet for me, he doesn't make too many comments, but he refuses to eat extra fat, which would be good for him. Okay, he eats very little meat, which would also be good for him if he would increase his meat, because as I've learned, as you get older, your protein requirements go up, and he really should be eating more meat, more protein. He refuses to eat eggs more than once a week, and that's on Sunday. He'll eat eggs on Sunday. That's it. Okay. He won't eat eggs any other day of the week. He has to have his bowl of raisin bran. So this is what I'm up against. Okay. Um, oh, and he also has to have his sausages, which are maple flavored, so therefore it has sugar. Yeah. So, of course, then again, probably the bacon I'm been cooking, maybe that's got sugar in it too. I don't know. I don't notice any kind of loopiness in my head when I have the bacon, so if there's sugar, there's not that much sugar on it. Excuse me. Yes, that's one thing I notice. If I have anything that's got sugar in it, since I've been doing the carnivore, at least this last month anyway, if I have anything with sugar in it, I get loopy in the head. Okay. So I definitely can't be doing that. Now, I've had the odd strawberry, just a plain strawberry, okay, and only been one, okay, but I picked the prettiest one, and I eat that, and that gives me no problems whatsoever, and that's my treat, okay. I love strawberries. Um, when I was on keto, I did strawberries with heavy cream, okay. Like I said, I did well on it. Um, So if you want to call me doing dirty carnivore, whatever. I don't think one strawberry is going to you know, boot me off of the carnivore train. Just one strawberry. Um, so, and when they're out of season, they're out of season. You know, the chickens are pretty much made it so that my strawberry plants are not going to be producing this year, so don't have to worry about that. Um, However, the mulberry tree is in fruit, and when they are ripe, I will be just like last year, enjoying a few pieces of fruit because they are very good. Okay, um, I don't think it's going to kill me that little bit. Okay, because it's seasonal. They're here and then they're gone. Okay, so it's not like I'm eating them all the time. Um, and I think most of the carnivore doctors on YouTube that have YouTube channels, I think that they're not going to fault me too badly if I decide to do that. I mean, the chickens get most of them, okay? The birds get most of them, but and I can't reach the vast majority, but the ones that are within reach, yeah, I'm going to enjoy them, you know. So, um, but anyway, the weight. I think I told you about my weight. It was down by 8 pounds from the last time that I had weighed myself, which was about, when was it? I have to go back and check my calendar, but it was at least 3 weeks in between. Okay, could have been 4 weeks, but no more than 4 weeks. From when I weighed myself in that public washroom to when the doctor weighed me, I had lost 8 pounds. Okay, um, and hopefully it will continue to go down. We'll see. If I can just get this being satiated and getting hungry so early, um, I think it has to do with the amount that I'm eating. Like everybody else that you hear about on the that do videos about it, they seem to do well doing only 2 meals or 1 meal a day. I don't know if I can do 1 meal a day or not. Part of the problem is, because I have somebody else I'm cooking for. If it was just me, maybe it would be different, but it's not just me. Okay. Um, but if I can do just the 2 meals a day, but I'm having a hard time giving up that lunch, going from breakfast to dinner. Now maybe if I took breakfast a little bit later, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the 3 eggs isn't enough. Maybe I do need to add some other protein or fat. Now, one thing I did tonight, talking about food, that was really good. Okay, I had the tail end of a pork roast. It wasn't enough for a full meal, but I was going to finish it off. I had that, and then I had cooked up some hamburger for my husband. Made sloppy Joe. Okay, I know, not the best, but he was happy. And I took some of the hamburger before I put the sloppy Joe in, the sauce. I put it in a small pan I had saved some lamb fat. We got a lamb roast. Oh, it was after Easter. I know that. I wasn't able to get it for Easter, but we had it after Easter. And there was a lot of fat. And I mean, that was liquid in the pan. And so I did not throw it out. I poured it into a loaf pan, and put it in the refrigerator. I figured, I'm not going to throw away all that fat. So the thing is that we have the ground beef from my steer that I raised. Okay. And it is very lean. Okay. There wasn't a whole lot of fat on him. Maybe if I had, I don't know, thought I saw a bat. I hope I did see a bat because I haven't been seeing them. Anyway, because the hamburger is so lean, you know, maybe that's why it hasn't been very satisfying. So I figured, okay, I'll take some of this lamb fat and I'll mix it in with the hamburger that I've set aside for me. Okay. And I put a little bit of grated cheese on it and I put some sour cream on it. And I mixed it all up. That was pretty good. Um, and it was satisfying. Actually, I think tonight was the first time that I was really what they call satiated. I wasn't overly full, like I wasn't hurting, but I was definitely satisfied. And I have no desire whatsoever to have anything more to eat. I've been working on some water. That was it. And that's another thing. I'm suspecting that I may not be drinking enough water. Um, I have been taking a magnesium potassium supplement because I was getting some terrible leg cramps, and they said that's probably what the problem is. Your magnesium, potassium, by the way, on my blood test was like dead on perfect. Okay, so I've been taking the supplements for a while, so I'll figure I'll continue taking those. Um, right now, I'm going to add the vitamin D, and when the iodine gets in, I'll have to figure out what's the best way of taking that because they say it tastes really nasty. So, and that's just to kind of see if it improves my thyroid function. So we'll see. I don't really like taking supplements, but the leg cramps were terrible. And I don't know, why is it? I don't get any cramps during the day, but at night when you lay down to go to sleep, you have a little stretch. Oh, the cramps. I don't know, why is it always at night? So anyway, so that's what I'm doing. Um, I'm still hopeful. I don't know when I'll get weighed next because, you know, I don't know when I'll go see the doctor next. I don't go see doctors. Um, from what I understand, okay, I'm going to be admitting my age here, which I've tried not to do on YouTube, but I am closing in on 65. And when you turn 65 in the United States, you have no choice. They put you on Medicare. Is that right, Medicare? Oh, I always get Medicare and Medicaid mixed up. But anyway, I think it's Medicare, the old age stuff. So you don't have a choice. They automatically put you on it. And the doctor was saying something about because I'm going to be turning 65, they're going to want to do, what does she call it? They check your bone density, I guess. I don't know what's involved. I don't know how they do that. I don't know where you're supposed to go or what you're supposed to do. But supposedly they have you do that. So I'm not the least bit worried about my bone density. My bones seem to be fine. They got lots of padding, that's for sure. So I'm not really concerned. I don't think I have any issues with my bones. Um, but maybe that'll be the next time that I get weighed. I don't know. We'll see. Unless I have access to a scale somewhere, because I really don't know. So basically what I'm going by is how my clothes fit. Okay, and if I can get my wedding ring off or not. Now, my wedding ring is not right now, but earlier today it was, I could almost get it off. See, when I was on keto, back before we moved down here, I could get my ring off. So I haven't lost quite that much. But of course, we're also getting into the summer, and we'll see how this works out too, because the summer heat always had my fingers swell up. My fingers would always swell up in the summer heat. So this will be interesting to see how this works out, if that's going to continue to happen or if I'm not going to notice it as much. We'll see. I'm sorry, I gotta stop yawning. But what do you think, Gracie? Come on, come on. There you go. Okay. Okay. Say hi. Gracie, Gracie. Gracie, Gracie. Gracie, Gracie. Okay. 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 Yeah, she's got to be with mommy. Yes, I know. I know. Okay. All right. The cats, the dog. I had to chase goats off the tractor today. I had to chase goats off my front porch today. They're just the kids, okay? The kids. Um, they're just they're too cute, but they're mischievous, okay? Um, but anyway, I do love my goats. If you had asked me 5 years ago if I'd get goats, I'd say I don't know about that. So anyway, I guess that's pretty much all I got to say. Holy mackerel! I didn't realize I'd been on here for this long. Um, Anyway, this is Mom H with Honey Hollow Homestead. I can't even talk tonight. Um, Letting you know how things are going. I did start uh, working on the buck pen. I got to do it in the morning because we got a couple of days of really hot weather, so I'm not sure. Still trying to get hold of the guy to do fencing.